I'm alive, I do or die. I'm alive, do or die. I'm alive.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. We are back from Christmas. We're back from having babies. It is just non-stop. It has been non-stop. And I just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope you all had a fantastic day. We're just waiting on Ronnie making it from the previous live stream. And I wanted to make sure we went live to capture as many people as possible. And I'm just double checking. Yes, I have sent the right link. That's fine. Beverly is here with us. We've got Sean, who's gone black, who I don't know. Sean, are you with us or are you not with us? Yeah, Sean's not with us. Okay, that is fine. So, Bev, how are you?
Hi to everyone. Hello, everyone, and Merry Christmas. If I wasn't around and already wished you Merry Christmas, but yes, it was a lovely time, very quiet, which is good. I hope everyone had a wonderful time. Now we're just waiting for the change of energies for New Year, and we're going to do a really nice Q&A psychic live show on New Year's Eve, so I can be with everyone and my family and everyone all at the same time. Isn't it wonderful technology?
It sounds awesome. It sounds awesome. Yeah, I can't be waiting. Can't wait for that. And like I say, tonight we're going to let Ronnie Bo dive into his side of what went on, his first live stream since everything kicked off. We can have a chat a little bit about some PDFs and legal papers that he sent over, and also an idea that he has for Trump and a letter he's written to Trump. So we're just going to wait for our guy to arrive, and it shouldn't be too long. But before we do that, side chat, please give us a like, please give us a share. Okay, let's push this out if we can. And it's my first full live stream back, and it feels good. It feels good to be back, and I hope, like I say, everyone's had a great Christmas. But before we start, if anybody wants to start getting any questions ready for Ronnie, anything like that, start firing them up with the 3 Qs as always. And yeah, it's just great to see you. Oh, 800 on your channel now, Bev. That's awesome.
I know. I was very surprised. I checked earlier, and there was 800 subscribers, and a lot of folks had been putting questions on and comments and all sorts of things. So I went and answered everybody because there's not that many on there. So it's quite nice, actually. And thank you to everyone who's subscribed to my new channel. And I'm going to be doing some bits and bobs on there once I learn how to use it properly.
Hang on a second. I think Shane may have created some technical difficulties here. Let me just send him the right one.
So I'm also going to be asking a few bits and bobs of Ronnie to find out whether he felt all of us sending all those amazing energies that everybody sent over when we were trying to reach him, because we did a mass meditation with lots of energies sending great stuff across to him. And I'm very keen to find out what he actually picked up and what he was feeling, as well as anything else that he can share with us that he might have seen or understood. Pretty much the same as what Big Homie did when we were helping him at the time and trying to find him. At least he now knows who his friends are. Very important.
Hang on a second. Hang on. So I think, yeah, I think Shane sent Ronnie the wrong link.
Oh dear.
He's just messaged me and he's like, dude, I think I possibly sent the wrong link out. And I'm like, okay. Here's Ronnie now. Apologies,
Never
Ronnie.
mind, Shane. Oh, bless him. He's had a lot on his plate, is our Shane.
Apologies, bro. I think perhaps you were sent the wrong link by one of our staff members who will go unnamed, Shane. But yeah, how you doing, Ronnie? It's great to have you, mate. Merry Christmas. How you doing today? First of all, it was great to see you on the previous live as well. How are you, brother?
I'm good. I don't know what it was. I wasn't hearing none of this when I was just talking to DeHaven on here, but it's like y'all was just breaking up a little bit. Should I get another phone or should I?
How's it sounding now? It may have just been you the initial connection when you joined. Is it sounding okay now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It should. It's probably just the initial connection, bro.
Oh, okay. We good though.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So first of all, obviously, welcome to the show, Ronnie. It's great to have you back. Thank you for being here, giving up your time, bro. Obviously, we've got a lot to delve into. Your Christmas sounds like it was incredibly stressful. And Shane, myself, Sean, a bunch of other people, Beverly included, we were all part of a 12-hour Ronnie streamathon the other day, quite concerned about you. And I know a lot of people have probably got some questions about that and want to hear some details from you. But before we delve into that, let's just touch on how you're doing today. How are you? And before we delve into all that, how are you doing now?
I just meditated. I said my prayers, so I'm feeling good, bro. I'm in good spirit.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. You're always in good spirits, man. I have to say, like, you're an incredibly positivity driven guy. I think it would take quite a lot to sort of drag you down, if I'm being honest.
Man, bro, I'm far from perfect, and I mean, sometimes it get heavy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I stay away and get away from people just because I don't want them to see me stressing or see me down. You know, my people used to me being the life of the party, me uplifting everybody. So when they see me being a little dull, they can tell that it's something going on. So when I get like that, I just get away and stay away for a while. But I mean, as much as I try to stay in good spirits, it's definitely not always easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's totally understandable. You are just human, right? But I think a lot of people don't give themselves enough credit for their resilience. I think when people like yourself, when they do have a moment where they stumble and they struggle emotionally or they're down, metaphorically speaking, right? I think it takes a lot more for someone like you to get there. I think you're probably much more self-critical of yourself once you arrive at that point as well. You know, if there's not a lesson to be learned from it, there's nothing to be gained from it, sort of mindset.
Yeah, for sure. Is it any? I know I've been seeing it's like 20 different podcasters been making stories about me since these allegations about I was dead or in jail, the missing report. So I definitely want to address a lot of that. I mean, some of the things people were saying was like direct insults. Some was indirect insults. But I realized that there was a lot of love too. So I want to embrace those who show love, who show genuine concern. Like, I appreciate y'all. Like that really motivated me. Like, wow, like, trust me, I don't even got family and friends who show that type of love. You know what I mean? But
freaking out is probably the word, mate. Like, we were freaking out. And the worst part is I had to sort of steady myself to come back to the live stream to address like 5,000 people. Like, oh yeah, everyone's fine. Everyone's gonna be fine. But if we could collectively just meditate positively, don't ask me why. Just if we could, it was wild, bro. And you are appreciated, right? You're part of a group of people now that are if anything, we're too real to a fault. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, our caring almost becomes intrusive. You know what I'm saying? It's but when we can't get a hold of people, or people go AWOL, or they're missing, that's just the way it is, bro. When you care, and that's just it. And I'm just so grateful. I mean, you heard me when I phoned you when we found out you were okay. I think you didn't say a word. 12 minutes. It was just me stress talking. Oh my God, I'm so glad you're, you know, and I appreciate you saying that, because there was so many people, Shane, Beverly, everyone, Jaguar, big homie, everyone, Sean, the mods. There's too many to mention, and they outdid it themselves. So I appreciate you pointing that out. I really do.
For sure. And to get back to that topic, with regards to I don't even like to consider them fans, because I think some people take offense to being called fans. So I think supporters would be a better word. But with regards to the supporters and the spies disguised as supporters, like, I want to address the fact that I totally appreciate the ones who encouraged me and stuck through with positive energy. But for the ones who, I got text saying, I just seen this person say this about you. I knew you was a fraud, from the same people who were saying, we love you, Ronnie Bo, and we'll do anything to help you. So I just want those particular fans or viewers, whatever we should call them, to know, like, I came on these podcasts to basically publicize what was done to me in MCC Chicago while I was incarcerated there with R. Kelly. And I brought up R. Kelly because I felt like, with him being so popular, even though he's so infamous and people got this terrible perspective of him, I felt like if I could befriend him and, offer him an opportunity for me to write a book to display a better, positive perspective of him, I felt like he would comply with what I needed him to do for me and everybody who was mistreated in there during the COVID pandemic. Now, during the COVID pandemic, I read books about what that chancellor dude from Germany, did to a certain group of people during like the 1930s and 40s or whatever. But I felt like at that time, like, the mind state that I was in and other inmates at MCC Chicago, including R. Kelly, it's like when a pandemic hit, like, I don't know how y'all was reacting out here because I wasn't on the streets during the pandemic, but in there it's like, wow, what's going on? We can't watch TV. We can't come out of our cell. Like, no time of the day. It's 24-hour per day lockdown. And the only source of communication we had to the community was radios. And when we listened to radios, we was hearing that 5,000 people died today. 10,000 people died today from this disease. So for us in there, it's like, wow, what's going on out there? And they not letting us call and check on our family. So we don't know if our mama died, our daughter, our none of our loved ones, friends. We just hearing thousands of people and hundreds of thousands of people dying every day. You know what I'm saying? So that was enough mental abuse for everybody in there. You know what I mean? Including R. Kelly. I know people feel like he should be punished to the most extreme forms of punishment for what they think he did. But I don't even know if he did those things, because it's like, if he did these things, and now, like, I've been saying that Jay-Z and Diddy was doing it, like, why R. Kelly been targeted so long and they just now being held responsible for doing the same thing? But not to get off the topic, because I think it's very important for people to know, like, during the pandemic, not only was we not able to contact our loved ones and we had to deal with the worry and the fear of not knowing if our children, our mothers and wives or whatever was alive, but it's like it's like the staff would act like they forget to feed us. They really wouldn't feed us sometimes. We couldn't order food or nothing. So it's bad to be in prison alone. But during the pandemic, it was just like the most atrocious, inhumane conditions that you could put any human being through. So I filed a lawsuit on the behalf of not just me, but R. Kelly and every other inmate who was in MCC Chicago during this time. And to be honest, I'm disappointed with R. Kelly right now because we had an agreement and I held up my bargain. I wanted to let the world know what was going on with him, to see a different side of him, and to basically expose why these other people weren't locked up if they was doing the same thing. But his job was to, basically just speak up for all the inmates at MCC Chicago, and he didn't do that. So I kind of lost respect for R. Kelly for that, because like when you got a voice for the community and you got the world listening and you don't speak up for such conditions, like I know a lot of young ladies who, a part of certain industries who, have to degrade themselves to get to certain positions. And then people would attack people like Jaguar Wright for speaking up on these things. And to me, Jaguar Wright is the modern day Harriet Tubman. You know what I mean? Like, she escaped that, and now she coming back to free other people who going through that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I definitely want any lawyers watching this, anybody who know the law, to look up case number 20 CV 3070 in the Northern District of Illinois. That's with regards to my lawsuit against MCC Chicago for how they did us during the pandemic, and also case number 22 CV 0440. And with regards to my recent situation, first I have to rewind the audience back to 2017 when I was constantly being, not even arrested. I don't even think you call that being arrested when they don't take you to jail. Like, I think that's just called being detained when they cuff you and take you somewhere and try to interrogate you. But I was being harassed like that by a DEA agent named Timothy P. Gray. And I sued him and they settled. So all this stuff is documented now. But back in 2017 and 16, before I got indicted, I was telling my people what I was going through, and people thought I was going crazy. They were saying I was lying. They were saying the government wouldn't do nothing like that. The police wouldn't do nothing like that. So that caused me to like isolate myself just because people thought I was going crazy or they didn't want to believe me. Then when the documentation came out, and this same DEA agent, Timothy P. Gray, got arrested himself because his other officers told on him that, yeah, he was framing people in cases. And they found out that, yes, he really framed Ronnie Bo, Ronnie Martin, whatever y'all want to call me, in the case. Then family and friends is like, oh, we sorry you went through that. Well, we hate you went through that. Wow, I wish I would have believed you. No, because why would y'all think I'm going crazy? Why y'all didn't believe me then when I needed y'all? You know what I mean? And now we can bring us up to today. So I think it was Christmas Eve or the 23rd. I got pulled over. They act like it was a regular traffic stop, and I got detained. I never went to a jail. They did the same thing they was doing to me back then. They took me to somewhere, a warehouse. You know what I mean? I don't know where it was. You know what I mean? But they asked me questions, and it's like, again, I want to state this for the record. I do not sell drugs no more. And on my dead brother, anybody who know me would know I do not lie on my dead brother. I do not lie, period. But for the people who always want to say somebody lying about something, that's just my way of trying to confirm things. So, okay, they detained me. And of course, they not asking me about nothing in the streets no more, because I know they still watching me. I know they got all my phones tapped. I know they watch my interviews. So they know he's not in the streets no more. So I'm thinking, like, why is what they doing this for now? And it's about things that I've been saying and doing online. So now they saying, do you know you could basically be indicted for what you're doing? And I don't even send Jaguar Wright texts from people who allege that they from the CIA and you shouldn't do this interview or you shouldn't do that. So and I documented those things. I filed those things in federal court in my current revocation support, along with other revelations that people thought was just a publicity stunt or whatever they want to consider it, like with regards to allegations of Jay-Z having me shot. That's something that's really been filed in court documents, you know what I mean? So okay, they basically say, well, we've been watching you and we know you got connections to this person and that person, and what y'all doing is a scam. Y'all gonna be sued and y'all gonna end up in jail for what y'all doing because y'all don't have no proof behind what y'all saying. Now me, most of what I say is heavily documented. I can't speak for everybody else, but everything that I say, if not everything, 90% of what I say is documented. You know what I mean? Like,
can I just ask you to clarify, Ronnie, right? Just to make sure that I'm not completely crazy, right? So what you're saying is you were brought into a police station and told by police officers that they are investigating you for what you're saying. No, you're not. Just reiterate that again for me, mate. Just clarify.
Again, they detained me. They never brought me to a jail or a police station. I don't know what that place was, but the same thing happened in my indictment. So for anyone who don't believe that these things can happen, trace my indictment. Trace in the Northern District of Illinois, case number 17 CR 597. For people who just don't believe reality, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
in my current case, the day that people were saying that I was locked up, I filed 2 lawsuits against the police that day. One is both is in the Eastern District of Wisconsin, because that's where I'm from. The Northern District of Illinois cases is based in Chicago, where I got indicted. But I'm from Milwaukee. Federal court in Milwaukee is the Eastern District of Wisconsin.
I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't insane, right?
No.
You said warehouse. At what point? Is it normal police activity to apprehend someone? And let's be honest, this is an intimidation tactic. This is literally what you see in the mafia movies when the mafia pay off the police. Allegedly, officer freaking whatever your name is who's paying attention right now. Okay, in fact, right? I'm just saying, this is serious what you're saying, Ronnie, right? And I want you to continue with the story, but I just wanted to make sure, right, that I wasn't imagining the fact that you've been taken by police to an unknown location that does not correspond with what any of us would assume is a lawful interaction. Okay. And I need everyone to be on the same page here, because I don't think many of us will go through our lives meeting another person who this will ever happen to, whether on a podcast or in our real life. That is how far this is into what you see on a movie, Ronnie. Okay. And I just need everyone to understand how off the wall this is.
Isn't that unlawful detention or something like that? Isn't there a law against doing that sort of thing over there?
Yes, yeah. And that's why I'm filing lawsuits. I filed lawsuits during the time that y'all was saying I was missing. But just for the record, Ron, you said you don't think this will ever happen. Like, I'm pretty sure if you guys got off here, and I
believe you. I believe you, Ronnie. In case
But I'm pretty sure it's just other people don't speak up, bro, because they be scared, bro. These people will tell you, these government officials, police, they do things that you won't think they would do, bro. They'll tell you if you tell anybody about this, we gonna kill you, or you gonna get life in prison and stuff like that. Like, this stuff really go on, but people don't believe it until they actually meet somebody who got the balls to stand up and speak out about it.
I completely agree. Yeah, I completely agree with that analogy as well, mate. 100%. But yeah, just in case anyone misinterpreted or I came across saying like I was just saying,
Oh,
it's so wild. Obviously, I believe you, but it's so wild, bro. And I just want to say you're handling it well, because I'm telling you now, I probably wouldn't have turned my phone on by now. That's all I'm saying. So I think you're handling it amazing, mate. But how? Just before you continue, how prevalent? Obviously, we come from different countries. We come from different walks of life. We've butted heads before, and we've talked about our cultures a little bit. How prevalent in your world is this level of intimidation? How how many of your people could your friends you've grown up with, right? Your people. How many of them have had a similar experience, whether it's from gang related stuff, whether it's from whatever, right? How prominent is this? Because what you said there hit the nail on the head. Maybe it's people not speaking up. Maybe it's the fact that I've not met many people that are, from the streets in the
no,
States.
let me tell you exactly why, right? Like the reason why people like me don't speak out about it because of what I went through when it was going on with me in 2017. Like, it's nobody to talk to, bro. Like, there's nobody to vent to because the people you try to vent to, it seems so outrageous that it's like, man, stop it. That didn't really happen. And then another reason why you don't hear about it, because some people, they fold, bro, and they don't want to talk about it because when it's happened to I'm gonna say 95% of the people, if not 99% of the people, you know what they do? They fold. Like when they had me, when they did this to me in 2017 before they indicted me, right? Okay. Yeah. They tried to get me to work for them. So they were saying, Ronnie Bo, I know you may think you're doing something out here in the streets, but to us, you're a small fry. And we just want the guy that you getting this stuff from. And we want you to think about that. You're not under arrest now, but we've been watching you for 3 years and we got enough on you already to put you away for life. So just think about that. And this is our number, when you get a chance and when you're ready to cooperate, call this number. And, if you could buy a kilo from them, we'll give you how much that costs. If you can buy 10 from them, we'll give you that. You know what I mean? But we need you to get this guy off the streets, and then you won't do a day. And you know what happened when most people under them circumstances, they cooperate, they comply, they lock their people up. They do their people how Jay-Z did to Haven. Me, yeah. No, absolutely not. When they let me out in 2017, after having that talk with me, I sued them. As soon as I had the opportunity. Here in Wisconsin, you have to file a notice of claim first. And then 120 days after that, you can sue them in federal court. So the lawsuit that I filed on the 26th, this been going on, Ryan. Like, they did this 4 months before that. And yeah. soon as I got out, and it was like the same officers. So as soon as I got out, okay, y'all want to keep playing with me? All right, I'm in a federal courthouse filing these lawsuits. I filed them. They both filed in the Eastern District of Wisconsin. Case number, one of them was case number 24 CV 1664, and the other one is 24 CV 1665. Like, look this stuff up, Ryan, and your audience. I'm pretty sure you got on here.
Ronnie, you see, for me, what it comes down to, right, is when people start messing with people's bottom line, right? When people start ruffling feathers, right? We see the corruption starting to sliver in. And for years, I've, dealt with some horrible individuals, okay? And you see the corruption in countries. You see the corruption. You see it widespread, what people can afford as their corruption budget, and how far their arms reach. But when you actually meet the victims of this corruption, like yourself, right? It's one of those moments, mate. And I just needed to dial back, have you touch on that, because I think it's a much bigger point to all of this than some people may seem. And the fact that this was done in this way, And like I said, you're just handling it all so well, mate. And thanks for being here. And you got to the point of the story where, in fact, can we go back to the point where you were picked up and taken to the warehouse, if you don't mind, and we'll start that narrative again, if you don't mind doing that, Ronnie, for me, mate, and we'll just run through it if you can.
Okay, what part of the? I mean, what do you want me to pick up at?
Well, I'd like you to pick up really from the moment that they came and they apprehended.
To the car.
Yeah,
to the car. When they came, when the two, I assume they're officers of some sort, even though they don't look like it. When the two officers came up to the vehicle.
What you're comfortable talking about, Ronnie? But again, what you're comfortable talking about?
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't mind, mate, because again, sometimes we need to hear things a second time.
Okay. Well, again, usually when I get pulled over, it's the same officers. Like, it's like they assigned to me. Like this the Ronnie Bo task force. You know what I mean? We gonna pay y'all every hour a day y'all work to watch dude, investigate him. I really think they got a Ronnie Bo task force. Like, again, it was a similar situation, very similar to what I went through back then, bro. And see, the reason why I gotta keep bringing it up, because back then it was documented. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm in the process of documenting things with these lawsuits. But back then when they did it, bro, the officer Timothy P. Gray, the DEA agent, he had this state trooper. I forgot his name, but him and the state trooper both got arrested for doing the things that I'm alleging now, framing people in cases, making racist remarks against the people they arrest. So again, fast forwarded to now or to that day. Okay, it's typical for me to get pulled over, bro, and I got license. My car's both my cars is registered. Like, they don't have no real reason to ever pull me over, but what they would say, oh, your tints was too dark, or oh, you didn't put your signal on. They'd make up the dumbest reason to justify why they pulled me over. And then, like, this time, it's the same thing I've been going through. Well, we just have to detain you so we can search the car. All of this stuff is illegal, bro. Like, okay, y'all putting me in cuffs for what? Am I under arrest? Yo, why y'all put me in cuffs? No, we have to detain you so we can search the car. Okay, they put me in cuffs, put me in the car. They searching the car for 30 minutes. It's nothing in the car. I don't sell drugs no more. I barely even smoke weed now. I wasn't smoking weed in the car. Like, what is y'all doing? So, okay, we leave the car there. They took me somewhere, bro. I don't know where. It was not a police station. It was not a jail. Okay, we get here. Look, I'm pretty sure you know what's going on. You doing this and you doing that. You got these people online thinking this and doing that. You're running the scam. Like, what part of this shit is a scam? You know what I mean? Like, okay, ask Jag, bro. This CIA dude said, you in a conspiracy with Jag. He basically saying that they gonna eventually indict me and Jag. They gonna indict me and Jaguar Wright and some other people into some conspiracy for something we doing online. And again, for the record, like, yes, I see Jag as a sister. Yes, she see me as a brother. However, me and Jag don't communicate every day. It's sometimes I call Jag, she might not answer. Sometimes she call me, I might not answer. You know what I mean? She got her life, she got things going on. So do I. But why, like, how is y'all trying to connect us to some type of conspiracy? So
it's got to be a divide and conquer tactic, that, right? That they're saying that to you so that you distance from Jaguar and they divide the truthers, if that makes sense. It feels like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. And it's a common tactic, divide and conquer. And if you've got two individuals they fear who are having an impact or could have an impact or know too much, they don't want you talking to each other. They don't want you uniting. That goes against the new world order. Do you know what I'm saying? People that stand against all the horrible things that allegedly happen to kids can't have them grouping up talking together. So just stay true. And I know I don't need to say that to you. I mean, you've got no doubts. But just, it's a common tactic, the divide and conquer.
Yeah. To be honest, bro, I don't want people to get the impression that I'm scared, but I still haven't contacted Jaguar, right? Jag, or whatever y'all want to call this queen, since then. And it's not that I'm scared, but I still got the same phones. Even the phone that I left my lady friend with so she can help me catch up on these thousands of texts and emails. I got that phone back. But I know that these phones is tapped. So I'm not gonna call Jag on these phones. I know they gonna listen to our conversation. Jaguar might ask me some shit that I can't talk about because I know that they got the phone tapped. You know what I'm saying? I might want to say things to her that I can't say on the phone because I know that it's tapped. But once I figure this situation out and how to work around it, Jaguar, if you're watching, trust me, I love you, sis. I'm gonna get at you as soon as possible. It's just things going on. I feel like I did everything I had to do as far as putting a warning out to you, but you already know you've been going through this stuff too, so you know what I'm going through. But like, just give me some time. We gonna I'm gonna figure it out, and everybody who with me, we gonna figure it out together.
Let me ask you a couple of questions, Ronnie, and tell me if this is too much. And I'm certainly not trying to sensationalize anything or anything like that. But first question, first part: how long were you held captive? And at any point, did you think you might not get out of that warehouse?
Every time they do it, bro, they done did this. This is the first time they did that this year. They done stopped me and detained me for about 30 minutes, at least 5 or 6 times this year alone. So this is typical for me again. This is my norm. You know what I mean? I know people who never got pulled over or got pulled over once in life. I get pulled over all the time. But this time, it wasn't long at the warehouse. Like, they seen that I wasn't trying to really talk or cooperate, and I actually got so upset to the point that, you know, my conduct may have been a little disorderly. So okay, I'm gonna say probably 2 hours, bro. But even like at that point, I know I'm not finna say nothing on these phones. I don't want to talk to nobody I can't talk to about this or none of that. You know what I mean? And another thing, Ron.
Yeah.
And everything that I know sounds just so outrageous, but on my dead brother, I was getting death threats, bro. They're saying, we gonna kill you this day on Christmas. We know that the new car that you driving, you got a temporary tag in the window. We know that you're gonna go see your grandma for Christmas. We know this and that and the other. We know that you just went to the store and bought some Don Julio. You know what I mean? So okay, I know that these people is really watching and really got some type of technology.
Yeah, not the funny haha death threats, like the we know where you were half an hour death threats. And just to let everyone know, there's definitely a distinct, trust me, anyone who sends you an email out the blue and is like, I'm going to do this to you, there's a good chance they're not going to do anything to you. But if they tell you where you were half an hour ago, that is a different, those are the non-fun ones. Google pictures of your house, Google pictures of where your kids go to school, all this kind of stuff. Those are the non-fun ones. And Ronnie, I hate to have to say this, but I can completely relate to what you're going through. I've been there multiple times, mate. It is horrible. So, yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. I mean, I don't know what's worse, right? What sounds like police corruption emailing you some of these things, or good old-fashioned cartel criminals? You know, I mean, I don't know what is scarier, because the corruption side of things and the fact that so much can be done to your life, even, I mean, and again, just hypothetically, anything could have happened in that warehouse, Ronnie. There's a reason why you should have been taken to a controlled environment in a cell. There's a reason why all this happens. Anything could have been put on your, planted on you. Crimes could have been pinned, and it's just awful. And for me, I'm flabbergasted because you're the first one of my friends who's talked about this. And it's horrible, man. I feel for you, brother. Like, I really do. It's horrible. It's horrible. Like, and the fact that it's just another day at the office for you, where you're like, oh, it's the first time this year, but oh, it's happened before. Like, that shouldn't be a thing that exists. And I know I'm preaching like a 5-year-old, okay? Oh, but police are meant to be good and all this, and the world's meant to be lovely. I get it. But, I'm emotionally invested in Ronnie Bo, and it's a lot, mate. And it gives me a deeper understanding of just how strong you are against all this, because I think a lot of people would have looked up that one aunt of theirs that lives in Barcelona that their family's not spoken to in 8 years, and they'd be connected and flying out there, man, and just laying low. I think most people would have done that. And the fact that you're even here, right, on a live stream, let alone looking at pushing forward and not letting it stop you in your stride is just epic, mate. But I just want to say you are the living and breathing definition of staying strong, standing your own, walking your path, standing your line. And yeah, man, it's just wild. So you were in the warehouse. They've held you there for a couple of hours, right? They've questioned you. They've done their business, right? It's over now. What happens next when it all draws to a close? What's the exit strategy, if you will? How did that all go? Were you just led out and taken back to your vehicle, or just let out and told to go from there? Were you taken somewhere? Like, what was the next stage?
We're just like, I think anybody who don't believe in the turning of the cheek philosophy would do if somebody slapped them. Like, I felt insulted, I felt slapped, and what I did, again, I fought back. As soon as the courthouse opened, I'm in the courthouse filing. And now I'm back on here speaking and doing something that they told me that I shouldn't do, and that if I continue to do it, this, that, and the other was gonna happen. Now, to be honest, like, bro, I don't get off into these holidays, Christmas, or none of that. Like, I try to get into a Christmas spirit for those who I love, because I don't want to ruin what they call the Christmas spirit, you know what I mean? But from sometimes what could mess up your perspective in life and how you view things. And like, I've been taught that certain holidays are demonic, you know what I mean? It's not that I believe these things, but it just make me look at everything different. However, like, people like my grandma, my mama, my other family members who wanted me to be around for Christmas, I was sad because I knew that they wouldn't understand why I didn't come around. And trust me, on my dead brother, I didn't visit nobody for Christmas, and it's because of that. But how do I go to them and say, Mom, I'm getting death threats and I just got detained? They took me to this warehouse and they told me, stop talking to these people, stop doing this, that, and the other. Like, it's not the time for that. These people want to enjoy their holiday. So you know what I'm gonna do? Enjoy your holiday.
It sounds like what you're saying is you took yourself away from Christmas and the people that you love because you feel like it's safer for them, or you don't want them to witness that. But you got to understand the people around you, Ronnie. I'm saying that I don't know what your family's like. I don't know what your friends are like. I'm speculating, but that's, I feel for you again, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wish that we lived in the same neighborhood. You would have been welcome here. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got a crossbow in every room. Okay, you can come for it. There ain't no arms. No one's got guns here, man. I mean, people do, right? But I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just saying. But it's sad to think that you feel like all of this is such an impact that you don't want the toxicity to spread over. You don't want the door to be kicked open at family member's house or anything like that, because I'm going to say right now, I can tell you now, if they knew what you were doing half an hour ago, they would have loved to watch you walk into a family member's house for Christmas and absolutely ruin it for everyone. So
Right.
sadly, I think you made the right choice.
Right. They did these things before, bro. Like when I got indicted, they ran my mama crib. They did the same thing to my son's mother. These two ladies, my mama and my baby mama, got a drug eviction and was accused of harboring a fugitive. So it took my baby mama like a year to get another home of her own in her name. And it took my mama even longer. She was without her own home for like 3 years because of me. So you know how you feel? And she was actually so upset with me that when I actually got indicted and was sitting in jail, like my mama crazy about me, but she didn't even write me for a year. She was so upset with me. She blamed me for this. So like they could be mad at me now, but okay, I'm doing this because I don't want to put y'all through that shit no more.
And that's that divide and conquer, sadly, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even metaphorically dividing and conquering. It's the physical impact that they've put the mother of your children, your own mother through to force a wedge. You know what I'm saying? To force a wedge between all of your support networks. And, you know, sadly, Ronnie, it's a prime tactic used to isolate you from everyone that can support you, turn as many people that loved you against you, and slowly but surely whittle you down. And, you know, for somebody who's been already through so much, again, you're smashing it, man. I mean, you might not think you are, right? But you really are holding it together well. And you would never guess, Ronnie. Like, you'd never guess. Like when we're talking about the documentary, when we're just talking about nonsense, right? You would never guess that this weight is on your shoulders. And
yeah, but there is, and that's the thing that I can see is, you know, right across the shoulders, there's this very, very strong energy across the shoulders.
Yeah.
I know that sometimes you feel it's not the right thing to do, but I can tell you with that energy that's there, you definitely did the right thing this time, particularly with your mum and all of that. You know, that energy is the right thing to do. I know it's weighing heavy because I can see it's weighing heavy. And I know that you were worried about how they were going to receive things. But in a way, it's better that you didn't tell them, because at least they weren't involved like they were last time. And it took a long time to unravel all the nonsense that came out the last time with the indictment. So that energy is definitely the right energy to have done. You did the right thing this time. You changed the outcome. I mean, at the end of the day, in this lifetime, you can either smile or you can have tears, and it's all the same lifetime. And in this lifetime, you need to make the right decisions, and that's what you've done for the better, or the greater good. And now that I know your little one that you had on your knee in the Christmas show, I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous. And I could see already on that day, I said to a few other people, I could see on that day that things were weighing heavy on you, and you were holding on to the little girl, and she was looking up at you, which is fantastic. You did what was necessary, and that was the right thing to do. So at least from that point of view, I know you're keeping a lot inside. I can see that you sometimes get ready to burst out. So I can just say to you, you did what was right at the time, and that's what your energy is showing at the moment. I hope that helps you.
Absolutely, Barry.
Morgan's made a statement here. Ronnie, I'll let you answer this. Is she a psychic? Yeah, I mean, just to put it just to put it in a way that's easy. Yeah, let's just go with that. Let's just go with she's just crazy psychic lady. No, this is Beverly Rhodes, 40 years experience in remote viewing, very, very insane credentials with regards to her skill set. Put it this way, Shane, our own mod, is the newest member of the "Oh my God, I'm a believer in Beverly Rhodes now," right? Because he had a moment where he witnessed something that made him understand what Ronnie talks about, what I talk about when it comes to Beverly. So he's the latest member of the "Oh my God, Beverly Rhodes Club." So yes, if you want to know more, That's all right,
Those
Mark.
are the videos.
I was using your comment as a segue in just to hype up our wonderful Beverly Rhodes here. So yeah, you can check out our Awakening with Beverly Rhodes every week on the Sean Atwood channel. We're back this week. We're usually Thursdays and Sundays, and we'll see you there. And Beverly has her own chat. Beverly's massive, right? In fact, to be honest with you, she's a fabulous lady. So just make sure you support her. But
So
Ronnie,
yeah, did you we did a special thing when we were looking for you, and all of the people in the chat, and there was around, I think, 4,000 or 5,000 people, and they all sent out the energies. Now, I know I've had lots of texts and messages and people phoning and asking and emailing, and all we would like to know, did you manage to feel any of the energy that was sent out to you at the time?
I can't really recall because my mind was really just so all over the place. Like, to the people who was blowing up my phone, texting me, just know I wasn't answering from my own mama, and on my dead brother I wasn't. And then when I found mama and explained to her, look, ma, this was going on. This is why I didn't show up for Christmas. I didn't want to ruin y'all spirit. I didn't want to ruin Christmas for y'all.
yeah,
You know, this time she kind of act like she understood, because before I went and filed the lawsuits, I had this talk with her, and I told her, look, ma, I'm back at war with these people again. I'm finna go file these lawsuits. And I didn't even want to tell her that, because every time I try to stand up and fight against this system and I bring it to my mom attention, she gonna always say, just leave that alone. Don't you stupid for doing that. That's why they harassing you now, because you keep doing this and that and the other. So I didn't want to bring it to her attention. But this time, like, I know it will sound outrageous too, but of course people know I have a dead brother now. Okay. Now this time my mama told me, look, I know that they killed your brother, my other son. I know this government did that. I've been told her they did that. But now she comes to the realization that, yes, this may be true. Now I believe that they did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know they killed your brother, and I know they watching you. So, you know, I'm gonna support what you're doing. You know, you want to sue them? Yes, go sue their ass. Fight back, son. Because even if they kill you, if you die, I will feel better knowing that he went out fighting than he just died just tragically, and he, you know, just sadly. No, I rather go out fighting, and it really touched me that my mom was willing to embrace that now and encourage me to continue to fight.
That's good. I'm very pleased, because I'm sure that your family will be 110% behind you, and your new family here on the channel as well. All of the Atwood Unleashed and all of the channel is 100% behind you as well, because we know that you're telling the truth. Did you also say that did they lay a hand on you? Because did you get smacked on the face at all? Because that was the one thing that we were also concerned about, is that they might be a bit rough. Was there anything like that happened at the time?
No, not this time. I mean, they was aggressive verbally, but it has been times, that they beat me up pretty good. I think I sent you the video, Ron. There was the local news here in Milwaukee. You seen that too?
Yeah.
Can I ask you something, Beverly? Right? Is it possible with Ronnie in particular, right, when somebody is carrying the weight the way that Ronnie does, okay, his brother, the effects that his actions, his life have brought to the people that are around him, could that be the fogginess that people see when they try and link with Ronnie? Because I think we all panic sometimes, because is it possible we were misinterpreting Ronnie's own self? I don't want to say. I'm choosing my words very, very carefully here. But Ronnie's, the way that he feels about his actions and the things that have happened to his brother and things like this, could we possibly be misinterpreting that as an outward negative force? But is it possible he's created that within himself?
It is possible, but when I had a look at it as well, you remember I said that there's a dampener that was happening, where the electromagnetic field, now steel and steel girders or steel pipes and things that are inside concrete, they are really well known to dampen any energetic. So when you're trying to tune into someone, so if Ronnie, if you were, when you looked around you, if there was a lot of iron or steel or gates or concrete, that where you know inside concrete, when they make it in construction, they put those like a steel fence thing.
Yeah, inside rebar, Ronnie, rebar.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. And so if there was a lot of that around, we know that has the ability to dampen energies, and we can't see through it because it's an external thing. But then you've also got, remember I had said that there was this fuzziness, a lot of fuzziness around as well, where there was a lot of upset in the mind and there was a lot of fuzziness around. And I picked it up as, you know, this constant second guessing, wondering what was going to happen. What should I do here? I've got to be careful. I've got to watch what I say, etc. But then I saw that explosion of anger and those two chaps. And that was very clear. And then the two colors that came up was beige and brown. So, and that was like a very dark brown, funny sort of floor, which was a bit weird. So those are some of the things that we were picking up at the time.
Yeah, I sorry, Ronnie, just to sort of hijack a question there. But I just wanted to ask that because, like I say, there was a lot of people collectively picking up on stuff that really falls into place and makes sense now, Everly and a lot of other individuals in the side chat. So thanks for putting up with that a little bit of question in there, Ronnie. I really do appreciate it. And let's go forward now. So all of this has happened. You're in the courtroom, and I imagine pretty highly strung and annoyed, feeling a lot of anger and enraged, Ronnie. Do you think that they're trying to get you to act like somebody? I mean, I'm just speculating here, but you know, when you talk about your past with substances and all this kind of stuff, you know, do you think they're trying to push you to do something against them? Do you think they're trying to push you into a corner to make you react in a way where you lose it? You lose your cool. You start throwing fists at them or whatever. Do you feel like they're trying to goad you in to a situation? Because I'm going to be honest, this all sounds like off the book scare tactic madness to me, and I just think you're incredible for keeping your cool. Do you ever get the feeling though that this is all just to try and break you and make you do something?
I know it is. Like I tell my family all the time, I'm at war, and they assume that I'm still talking about street wars to where I'm getting shot at and shooting at people every day. No, it's a psychological and a spiritual war. But I'm definitely at war, and they, before they kill you, they would rather make you look crazy and make you suffer. You know what I mean? So like I have books out now. So with all this publicity I'm getting, the support I'm getting, if they kill me now, you know what that's gonna do? That's gonna make them want to read these books that they don't want people to read. You know what I mean? It's gonna make Ronnie Bo way bigger than Ronnie Bo was alive. So that's not the alternative. They don't really want to do that. The other thing is, okay, let's get them in jail. But what they really want to do, they really want to turn everybody who you could possibly influence against you by making you seem crazy or weird, or you know, that's the best strategy for them, because they win. Because then if they could do that, then no matter what you accomplished while you was here, they still win, because now you dead, nobody cared. Yeah, you was crazy, nobody take heed to nothing that you established on earth, your books or whatever else you established. Okay, they won. They don't want to win that way. So absolutely, it's empty culture. It's a psychological warfare. They want to break me. They want me to fold. They want me to look stupid. They want me to be a loser. That's the strategy. Absolutely, that's exactly what they want. And I want to speak on the Honorable Malcolm X, somebody who I've been looking up to since I was a kid, when I first seen his movie entitled Malcolm X. After that, you know, unfortunately, I started getting locked up. But even when I was locked up, I would look for books on Malcolm X or tell people, could you send me some on Malcolm X? You know what I mean? Tell the counselors there, do you have anything about Malcolm X? Like I became fascinated with Malcolm X. But when I read Malcolm X's book, and the reason why I feel encouraged now with everything I'm going through, because I could reflect on what Malcolm X went through. And I mean, he went through similar things and even worse. And a lot of people don't realize because how powerful he was even to this day. You know what I mean? Like Malcolm X united 600 million people from the Muslim religion across the world and the African nations. So he had 600 million people behind him, and that was 400 million people more than the whole United States population alone. So the government seen him as a huge threat. And the crazy thing about that, you would think, okay, you got all these people supporting you and listening to your speeches, but Malcolm X was actually poor, bro. He didn't have no money. He was borrowing money from his sisters to go to these other countries to talk to these world leaders. And I didn't get that. Like, okay, if you're talking to all these world leaders, why won't they donate to your cause? Or like why won't you do a fundraiser? Or like, how is you broke? And once the government or the Nation of Islam, whoever, bombed his house while he was there with his kids, you know what I mean, and his wife, once he lost that house, he was living in hotels. He was basically homeless. People don't point out those particular things. Like they ignore that aspect for whatever reason, but I think it's significant because it's like, how could somebody so influential and so powerful be struggling like that? Like, you supposed to have all these supporters and none of them is actually supporting you. And the thought of that, again, it embraced me because I'm actually going through something right now. I really don't sell drugs no more. And since I was 11 years old, this was the only way that I ever knew how to make money. Like, my books never sold thousands of copies or 1 million copies. So of course I don't make that much money off books, but it's like, wow, Malcolm X was way bigger than me. And he was going through the same thing, and he had way more supporters than me. So that thought, it alone made me humble myself and say, Ronnie Bo, don't feel so bad. I know you used to being at this status quo. You used to providing for everybody. You used to being technically street rich, hood rich, or whatever you want to call it. But I've been patient and I've been humble, and that's how I got out the streets. Because the temptation is this, bro. Like, when you start selling drugs at 11 or any age, and you see other people working 9 to 5s, and they work for check to check. Every time they get a check, it goes to bills or something else, and then you spending what they make per month every day, just having fun, buying clothes. You know what I mean? So it's hard to adjust when you come from that lifestyle to
I agree.
do anything legitimate. But I had to be humble and patient, because that's the only way that I wouldn't feed into the temptation and feel like I got to start back selling drugs. So I also want to give recognition to those who helped me get to that point, because like my book sales helped me pay bills and feel like, okay, well, I could get by off this. Since I've been doing interviews and people been asking, how could we support you? What's your Cash App or PayPal? That's actually, I mean, it don't generate a lot of income, but it keep me to the point where it's like, well, I can pay my bills. I could, I got somewhere to stay. I could put food on my stomach. So I don't have to just rush into selling drugs. So I appreciate everybody who support me. And I also want to just make a statement about, like, with regards to people like Malcolm X. He had all this influence just off the way that he spoke. But all of these supporters, even though I'm pretty sure they was willing to support, it's like, why didn't you solicit no support, Malcolm. You needed that. And now I see, because I'm at the point where it's like, okay, I humble myself and I'm patient.
Yeah.
But like it's like I feel embarrassed to ask for support.
Luckily, Ronnie has got me in the back of his life now, right? And I spoke to him last night, and I was like, Ronnie, listen, mate. Come January 1st, we are putting in place, because I'm currently setting up the same thing for Beverly, and I want to roll out everything at once. Where there's people in the beauty of this community, Ronnie, right? There's just under 4,500 people here, right? You're going to have people who are diehard Ronnie Bo supporters, diehard Beverly supporters, diehard Ron supporters. And giving these individuals an opportunity to support you off the YouTube platform in another platform like Patreon, so that you are able to protect yourself, okay? Because it's so real what you're going through, okay? And you, of all people, know you need to have working capital to just move around, bro. Like, seriously. And we can see the state that you're at. So anybody, if you have received Ronnie's book for free, I ask you this: would you commit to between $4 and $6 a month for 12 months, every month, just for a year, right? If we can get a couple of thousand people who have received this book to do that for Ronnie and show you what 12 months of that level of support can do for the world, for him, for the people around you, all I'm saying is, next time you go to Starbucks and you're about to pay a $9 bill for a single coffee, you just think that could have been next almost 2 months of support for somebody. We all talk about truthers, right? We all talk about whistleblowers. We all talk about people who are doing the good in this world. People are giving me a hard time all the time. Why are you talking about this Diddy stuff? Why are you not back on the dark web? Why are you not hunting down these PDFs? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing this? Who says all that stopped? Okay, YouTube's the one that's changed, not me. Okay, and that's the realness. And individuals like Beverly, individuals like Ronnie, Big Homie, all these people, Jaguar, and even myself. I mean, we don't mess around in our fields, yo. Like, we don't mess around in our fields. And what people like Ronnie can do when he has nothing, okay, is more than most people do when they sit back comfortably, right? And for Ronnie to have a working budget that removes the thought of having to go back to the old ways, it shows these individuals that are taking him to warehouses that they ain't winning. Ronnie's full of nonsense, is he? Ronnie's got absolutely no one behind him, does he? Boom. No, I'm very, very sorry. Imagine you having the ability to go and drop $5,000-$6,000 on a lawyer's office and go, come with me. We've got some cops to deal with. That's the only bullet missing from your arsenal, bro, is budget. Okay? And if you were to turn around and ask your boys, your friends, I need a few $1,000s, that's a lot to ask. But asking a couple of thousand people to give up one Starbucks a month, oh, and yes, I'm going to ask you all to do it 4 times a week, okay, where it's once a week, okay, for a bunch of people here. But Ronnie's one of those people. He's one of those people. Ronnie's not going to take your thousands of pounds in donations every month and then go off on a 7-week holiday where he's just updating his Instagram with new jewelry. Ronnie ain't the guy. He ain't that guy. Okay? He ain't that guy. So trust me, come the new year, whether he likes it or not, all of this is happening for him. It's getting rammed down his throat. And I want to make it clear, this wasn't Ronnie's idea. Ronnie has absolutely never mentioned this once to me. He probably doesn't even know the platforms I'm talking about, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. But he's going to find all about it come the first week in January, because it's hard, right, to turn around and see value in you can believe in yourself. You can project on. How good is your advice, Ronnie? But how often, if somebody was giving you your own advice, would you listen to them? How often do we listen to our own advice? Do you know what I'm saying? And you're one of the, for a lot of people, they find it hard to accept the support, but taking that first step is something 100% I'm here for you. And I just, it's time, bro. You know what I mean? And I can't wait to help you out with it. So All Ronnie's links that you can currently support him on are going across the screen, but are also in the description. The PayPal link's a bit mad, so it's not scrolling, but the Cash App is there. Ronnie's cell phone's there. His PayPal is in the description. And that's the truth, man. And that's the one thing that separates. There's really successful people on YouTube that don't even aren't even truthers. You know, they get great views, but they don't know how to monetize their channel, and they still work 40 hours a week. And that's okay. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's great. But you're not living that life. You are somebody who will do so good with just a little bit of help and a little bit of support. And it's not about sending, you know, chunks of cash. It's about regular, steady, passive income that can be used for fighting the good of mankind. And anyway, I've waffled enough now. So, Ronnie, somebody's just saying, I think they just sent you $100 donation, Ronnie.
Ooh,
so yeah, so at least the ball's rolling for you, mate. I mean, I
appreciate that, and I also appreciate.
On you go, Ronnie. You go. Are you okay, Ronnie? Can you hear me?
Yeah, both of y'all screens went out for a second.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good, mate. You're good, mate. Sorry.
Okay. I was just gonna say, Ron, I appreciate you, and the book offer that you solicited me with signing with Sean Atwood earlier, that definitely encouraged me. And I'm gonna be sending over some manuscripts so I can capitalize on that. And
brilliant.
Too right, mate. I mean that's the thing. And again, it sounds so pretentious, right? I mean, Ronnie, by the way, we all, you know, Sean also has a publishing company, blah, blah, blah. But like, it's just the truth. Do you know what I mean? It's just the truth. And you know, you're somebody who, you know, you don't come in and you don't stamp your feet around. You're not shouting and bawling. You sit down and you very, very well deliver the information, and people just resonate with you, bro. And you know, we love you a bit, dude. And I can't wait to see what comes. 2025, baby. It's the year of Ronnie Bo. I'm telling you that. Okay. You know, hopefully we'll get some big, massive accomplishments and huge steps done. But I'm telling you, I imagine one of Ronnie Bo's baby steps is a chunky step, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the documentary. I'm excited to see just how much of a positive response comes from people being able to help you. Already, people in the side chat are saying $250, $100, $50. People are behind you and they believe in you, bro. You know, and you know. Anyway, enough putting you on the spot with this. It's always awkward to hear people tell you this stuff.
I need. Can you hear me, Ron?
Yeah, you're good, bro. Yeah.
Could you do me 2 more favors, please?
Yes.
One, could you, if you don't want to read it, or Beverly don't want to read it, could you bring up the letter that I sent President Trump yesterday?
Yeah. Have you got it, Ron? I've got it. I've got it on my phone. I think bring it up. Yeah, I did read it. While Ron brings it up, I did read it, which is it's a really good letter.
Yeah, I because YouTube, because literally, even though it's your address and literally the public address, I had to take out the addresses because YouTube is a lunatic. Okay. So just so you know, all I've taken out from here is Ronnie's correspondence and the correspondence for Donald Trump's address and things like this. But YouTube is so crazy, they would literally see this as doxing. Okay.
They would.
Okay. Yeah. And then the trolls could be like, and then YouTube's AI is just going to go, oh, Ronnie Bo, Sean Atwood channel, someone's reported it for doxing. Oh, I see a postcode or a zip code. And then they just act. So not hiding anything. And I'm sure Ronnie will be very happy to clarify that it's just addresses, mate.
It's very, very well written. I read the whole thing. It's really very, very well written, particularly around.
Beverly, would you or Ron be willing to read it now?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, no worries.
You can do it, Bev.
Yeah, okay. Dear President Trump, I hope this letter finds you in good health and high spirits. I'm writing to propose a unique and impactful initiative that could have a profound positive effect on our nation's youth, especially within disenfranchised communities. This proposal seeks to address both the issues of violence in urban America and the potential for rehabilitation and redemption for two of the most influential figures in contemporary hip-hop culture, Dirk Banks, aka Little Dirk, and Kentrell Golden, aka NBA Youngboy. As you are aware, both Little Dirk and NBA Youngboy are young men who have faced legal challenges with their involvement in the criminal justice system at a crucial point in their lives. While their past actions may have been controversial, their influence on millions of young Americans, particularly young Black men, cannot be overstated. Their music and their public personas have shaped the lives and attitudes of countless individuals, especially within our nation's inner cities. However, they also possess the unique ability to drive change and influence their communities in a way that few others can. I propose that you take bold action and provide a pathway for both Little Dirk and NBA Youngboy to make bail and/or be pardoned for their offenses. Instead of incarcerating them, I ask you, offer them the opportunity to participate in a groundbreaking initiative that could have a national and even international impact. A Stop the Violence, Clear the Smoke national music tour. The premise for this tour would be to provide a platform for both artists to come together, reconcile their past differences, and spread a message of peace, unity, and community healing. The key to this initiative would be that both artists agree in writing to dedicate their time. You want to move it up a bit?
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, hang on.
To dedicate their time.
Sorry, I beg your pardon because of the thing on the screen. I beg your pardon.
On the screen. Yeah, to dedicate their time to community service, specifically through their involvement in this tour, and to agree to the terms and conditions that all funds generated will be divided between them and distributed. It needs to go up again. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, so it's distributed to the mothers of the dead sons throughout the urban communities. You're up at the top there, Bev.
Oh, thank you. Well, urban communities where this tour will be conducted. This would not only inspire peace and reconciliation in our respective communities, but also set an example of how individuals can change their lives and use their platform to promote positive messages. Given the immense influence these two young men have over millions of young people, this initiative could lead to a nationwide movement that emphasizes the importance of peace, mental health, and conflict resolution in the streets. Their participation in this program could resonate deeply with the at-risk youth, sending a powerful message that even those who have made mistakes in the past can work towards a brighter future. The symbolic act of calling a truce between them, combined with their music, would demonstrate the power of reconciliation and hope for the next generation. This effort would not only benefit America domestically, but could also have a global impact, showing that the United States is committed to promoting peace and reconciliation through culture. The Stop the Violence, Clear the Smoke tour of Little Dirk and NBA Youngboy would also unite diverse communities and spark dialogue that transcends even borders. As you may know, the untimely deaths of Tupac Shakur and Notorious Big in the 1990s left a profound mark on hip-hop culture and America as a whole. Both Tupac and Biggie were revolutionary voices, using their music to shed light on social injustices, police brutality, and systemic oppression. They were not just artists, they were unifiers, calling attention to issues that affected millions, and they played an instrumental role in shifting cultural narratives. However, their growing power and influence were seen as a threat to those who benefited from division by exploiting the East Coast-West Coast tensions, external forces, believed by some to be linked to powerful clandestine groups, created conflict that ultimately led to their tragic murders and motivated the youth to engage in violence and murder of their peers. This division between Tupac and Biggie has since been seen as a strategy to weaken the unity within the hip-hop community, preventing influential voices from coming together to challenge the status quo. But you could end that vicious cycle and establish an even greater legacy for yourself by taking this proposition into consideration. Fast forward to the present, where we are witnessing a similar pattern emerge between Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy. These two artists represent the voice of the streets, speaking openly about the harsh realities of systemic injustice, survival, and the challenges facing America's urban communities. Like Tupac and Biggie before them, both Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy have the potential to become unifying forces capable of bridging divides and inspiring millions to take action for change. However, keeping them at odds and exaggerating their legal and personal struggles, powerful forces are working to prevent them from reaching their full potential as influencers and peacekeepers. This manufactured division serves to isolate them, keeping them focused on personal feuds, legal battles, rather than joining forces to challenge the status quo and promote a positive, united message to their massive audiences. It is clear that a repeat of history is unfolding before us, and now more than ever, we must act to break this cycle. I propose that you help facilitate a new chapter in Black culture, a chapter that encourages unity, healing, and empowerment, rather than division and conflict. I respectfully ask that you consider this proposal, and if you find it compelling, allow me the opportunity to present it in person in your upcoming inauguration in the form of a speech that would outline this initiative in full. This would be an ideal platform to publicly present this visionary effort and rally the American people around a cause that can help mend divisions and build a stronger, more united nation. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to the possibility of discussing this proposal with you and working together to make a meaningful difference in our country. Sincerely, Ronnie Bo.
Wow. Honestly, well read as well, Beverly. Put one in the side chat if you want the Beverly Rhodes add-on for your Alexa at home for her accent to come out of your machine.
Thank you. It was well written, Ronnie. Really, really lovely. It's
okay. Let's see before Ronnie even speaks. Right. Put a 1 in the side chat if you totally agree with Ronnie Bowes. Put a 2 in the side chat if you're in the middle. Right. Put a 3 in the side chat if you disagree. Fire it out now. Ronnie, what a well-written letter, bro. Like, the whole thing was incredible. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to push back or do anything like that because I don't know the backstories about the two individuals you're talking about, if I'm being perfectly frank, right? But I trust you enough that if you're that passionate about it, that You know, and there's a lot of people, I think there's a lot of people in the side chat that agree that it sounds like a great idea. I mean, whether or not it's too much to hope for, whether the idea can spawn something, people are behind you, bro, and that's what makes them scared of you. That's what makes them scared of you. And it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm behind you. You know, I don't even know who the two people are, but I'm behind Ronnie Bo. So you know, that's where I'm with it, right? You've definitely, and this is just, you know, dumb white guy from Scotland, right? Absolutely as far from the culture of the street, the hip hop culture of America, and a lot of the things that you're, you know, tied into. But man, I back you all the way, bro. I'd back you every time. And yeah,
it's phenomenal. And if it gets the attention of those out there, if it was me, I would send it to all of the main broadcasters as well, so that they can see what you've actually written to the incoming President Trump, and possibly some of the people that used to go on tour with some of the, you know, like for instance Chris Biggie. You know, there's a couple of people like Sonia Poulton in the UK. She was on tour with them as well, and she might be coming on the show at some point because she's been invited. But I think if she knew that that was going on out there, I'm quite sure that she would put it on her channel too. It's a great opportunity, phenomenal. And I think to bring peace and reconciliation, it could be absolutely awesome. Good energies.
Well, let me say, first off, if Trump just so happened, I know it's a long shot, but if he so happened to accept the proposal and allow me to speak about it at his upcoming inauguration, the way that you read it, Beverly, I would prefer that you just let me stand beside you and you read it at the inauguration, if you don't.
Oh, thank you so much, Ronnie. That's lovely. Bless you.
And then Ron, just to give you and the audience who are not familiar with Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy a little history about the two artists and their situation. Now, with regards to Lil Durk, before he became a mainstream hip hop artist, associate of mine, who I guess see like a brother, named Motto, had basically brought Lil Durk here to Milwaukee, Wisconsin to do a small show at one of the clubs here. And he's still a friend of Lil Durk and Lil Durk's best friend, Wook. So this is not just something that I'm throwing out there. Like, I don't know Lil Durk myself personally. I was at that show. I did meet him, but I don't know him personally. However, a close associate of mine does know Lil Durk personally, and is actually close friends with Lil Durk's best friend, Wook. So with regards to his success, he became a Grammy-nominated artist, and he also has platinum selling records, just as well as NBA Youngboy. Now, NBA Youngboy actually has more gold and platinum plaques than any other hip hop artist, I want to say, in history, ironically. The thing with that is that most people are familiar with Tupac and Biggie Smalls. Now, that was past. Currently, Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy are as big as Tupac and Biggie Smalls was to our current culture. And we both seen, well, not both, but we all seen what happened to Tupac and Big. They actually got murdered, and
they did.
A lot of other violence occurred because of, you know, the conflict that they had with each other and spoke about in records. Now, again, with NBA Youngboy and Lil Durk, they also addressed their conflict in records, which sold millions of copies. And the youth in these inner cities look up to, if not both, they look up to one or the other. And both of these artists are currently incarcerated. I wrote both of them the same day that I wrote Trump, asking them that if Trump would accept this proposal, would they agree to go on tour together and settle their differences in front of the world, which I not just believe, but I know will decrease a lot of violence and inspire a lot of people, especially the youth, to feel like, look, we don't have to kill each other. We don't have to be into it. We can collaborate. We can unify. We could heal our communities. You know what I'm saying? We could actually be at peace with each other. And
Exactly. And I love your choice of words, Ronnie, because when I lived in South Africa, when the peace came, we had the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And it was actually, everyone was able to bring their grievances out and discuss what was happening. And everybody came forward. And then the country became a peaceful country. So I love the fact that you've said, you know, peace, reconciliation, and 2025, the energies are changing. It's the right time to be doing this. It's exactly the right time.
I agree. Now, Ronnie, do you want me to throw a counter argument? This is what people are going to say to you to shut you down. Question, or because I'm just saying, I love and respect you too much to try and not listen to the ADHD right now. So, one thing you need to prepare for is the counter argument that someone's going to turn around to you and they're going to, and if, let's say, for example, you do get center stage to actually present this, someone's going to turn around to you and go, "What is your perspective on?" In fact, let me do it in the cocky way that they'll do. Ronnie Bo, you say that you're here for the urban youth of America. We've seen it so poetically put in your letter. How do you stand, sir, on the motion that you are teaching the youth that fame supersedes the law? That no matter the crime, if you have the reach and the fame, you are telling the youth of America that you may be forgiven for your crimes?
No, well, I understand the question, but the overall perspective of it is that, okay, if we incarcerate these two individuals, right? Okay, yes, they both deserve to be punished for the crimes that they committed. However, we can incarcerate them, and then these are two individuals that will only impact them and their family and loved ones. However, if we could get just these two individuals to settle their differences and come together and collaborate on music and a tour, then we could possibly save millions of lives and inspire millions of other individuals to, one, not do things that will put them where these two individuals are, and also not to kill one another. So if we could get the nation to see that perspective, I'm pretty sure Donald Trump will be willing. I mean, enough people. I have a email list of like 3,000 people who I sent the letter to and asked them to resend it to Trump and ask him to look into the proposal and accept it. And now with this opportunity to be on the channel, I'm pretty sure there will be other people who just watch Beverly and listen to Beverly read the letter, who probably see potential in it and probably more than likely interested in it. So
yeah, no, listen, man, I'm with you. It's just, it's one of these ideas that has the potential to actually make change. Okay.
It only takes one. It only takes one person to make a change, and then it's like the seed.
Beverly,
it all just happens.
I get it, but you're the glass is half full of this channel, and the glass is half empty of this channel, right? And
I'll just have to go to you then and smack your bottom.
John Lennon tried to change the world too, and it didn't work out. Music is so powerful that they are going to come at you, Ronnie, with every one of these arguments. Oh, you're putting the crimes, their fame above the crimes and all that. They're going to hit you with everything, bro. Okay, and that should be your homework when you're in the shower, when you're in the bathroom, when your mind is got something that needs occupied. You need to be looking at courtroom arguments about you want to watch two lawyers arguing every time you're in the shower or in the bathroom. You need to get accustomed to how schneedy these people are. Okay, it is the white collar equivalent of you turning around to open the door and your boy putting a gun in your back and just freaking shooting you for whatever's in the satchel. It's that level of just, if this wasn't a courtroom, somebody would be slapping the guy that just said whatever he just said. Do you see what I mean? And you need to get, that's where you need to be. You need to get into their mindset. It's not the old school mindset. We need to, that's what we need to do, because that's what they're going to come at you with, that, man. And you just need to you need to just be ready to KO them with those answers. So that's your homework. I'm going to be finding lawyers who are arguing over things that we can watch together, Ronnie. We'll get a coffee each. We'll sit down for 20 minutes each day, and we'll watch people arguing, because it's a different world. And I'm so here for Ronnie Bo changing the world, man. I'm so here for it, bro.
Do I have your permission, Ronnie? I've got about 4,000 followers on LinkedIn. Can I put the letter? Do I have your permission to put the letter? Because I know you sent it to me privately, but I never share anything that you send me privately. Can I put the letter on my LinkedIn just so that people can see this really good idea, so that I can get it out? Are you okay with that, mate?
Please do. And please, if you could, please take a clip of when you read it so they could actually hear it. You know what I mean? Because no offense to nobody, but everyone can't read that the way you articulated it. And I think reading it, some people use them.
No, not some people, Ronnie. Just be honest. You know who you're talking about. You're talking about me. Okay, Ronnie, politely. This is how nice a guy Ronnie is, right? He's like, "Hey, Ron, so I've got this letter I want read out tonight. Is Sean coming on with us tonight? I'm only asking because I'm wanting someone to read this out." And I'm like, "Yeah, Ron, you learn real fast that Ron sounds like a 9-year-old, right? Who's trying to read stuff. He's such he won't actually say it, right? But I understood, and I was like, we need Beverly on tonight anyway. But I was like, Beverly, please."
Don't worry. I was fine to do it. So here we go.
Yes,
I'll put it on. No problem.
I agree with Ronnie, and I agree with KLG. Ron would have butchered it to pieces, 100%.
Yes.
So I tell you what I'll do, Ronnie and Beverly. Tomorrow when I get up and I'm having my coffee, I will cut that section out of this live stream for you guys, and I'll put all your information on it, Ronnie, and I'll make it look beautiful and presentable.
And you'll send it to me, because I don't know how to do that.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to yourself, Ronnie. And actually, Ronnie, what we'll do, side chat, we will make that the first upload to Ronnie Bo's YouTube channel, which hasn't started yet, and he doesn't even. We'll make it an upload, because there's 4,000 people that will be sitting waiting to see that little edit to share it out for you, bro. So. Let's get that done. There's so many decisions for Ronnie that have just been thrown at him tonight that I'm overstepping sometimes. But if Ronnie wants to do that, I think that's a great idea. I'll edit it together, get it up there, and let's just, every time we do a live stream like this, that's 400 or 500 subscribers that are going to jump over. And then when you actually start the channel, you're starting with a pre-installed little audience, bro. I'm telling you. These are definitely conversations that we should have after a live stream, but I may or may not have drank. Do you know how much booze was left over here from Christmas? It was insane, right? So I'm overstepping. I feel like I'm overstepping, but I think we should do that, Ronnie, because people are just itching to be able to support you on the platforms they're used to. So many people use Instagram and all these platforms, TikTok and things like this, but I think a lot of people are itching to be able to support you where they're used to. All right, Karine, I get it. I'm overwhelming everyone. Okay, I get that. Okay, it's my first live stream back. I've just had a baby. Okay, just had a baby, Karine. Okay, I'm full of positive madness, and I'm heavily invested and care for Ronnie. I care and I'm heavily invested for Beverly. Do you see what I mean? And if I wasn't invested,
it does come out, and we love you for it. Ronnie, is there anything you would like to say about any of the energies that were sent out and any of the messages that were sent out? Would you like us to keep sending the energies? Because I know there's quite a few people that would like to be able to keep sending you that energy just to help you to get through this difficult time, because it feels like you need a bit of a boost.
Absolutely. I know it's something that's keeping me positive and I guess you would say a sane or serene state of mind. I know most people will fold under this pressure that I'm under. So maybe it's the energies. You know, I believe it's God, but I know God works through people. So if God could work through
He
you and
does.
somebody else and send me those energies, then absolutely, please do.
Well, I will
He
say
will.
we say things like send energy, but a lot of the side chat was praying for Ronnie Bowes. It was a lot of the you're God people. I don't know how I don't know how to put it. You're the Jesus crew, effectively, right? Or that side of things, right? It was a lot of that. So, if you would prefer prayers, okay, because for me, I prefer the positive vibes. I don't want anyone's deity sending their positive light to me because it makes me feel sick.
But see,
Whereas,
Ron, you got to understand. Like
yeah,
I'm a believer in Jesus, and I love his teachings. And I think out of all the prophets or messiahs or
yeah.
whatever, I just he's my favorite. That's all. But
That's okay. No, because there's Catholicism, there's so many different forms of the Christian religion. I don't mean Jesus crew in a bad sense. It's just I know that's the easiest way to sort of cover the full spectrum of Jesus, God, that realm. So it's not in a disrespectful manner in the
no,
slightest, mate.
not at all. And only a small-minded person would take it that way. Like I'm very open-minded, Ron, and
I'm with you.
I don't know if I ever told you, but just because, and I'm not even pro Jesus. I just love what Jesus stood for and his teachings. But I actually studied, if not every religion, almost every religion and every other form of spirituality, even the ones that people are afraid of, because I just want to know. Like,
Yeah, that's okay.
I just want to be in the light. Like, my family history comes like my granddad was a Haitian from Louisiana, and his family was from Haiti, and his family practiced voodoo. So
Yeah,
people would be scared to hear about anything that has to do with voodoo. But me, it's like I want to know, I want to learn what why do y'all believe this stuff? You know what I mean? So I'll never take offense to
yeah.
anybody else spiritual or religious beliefs.
Well, all I'm saying is, so the people who are saying the prayers, keep sending the prayers. Ronnie is definitely somebody who will appreciate your prayers, 100%. Those who wanted to send the positive vibes, send the positive vibes. But yeah, man, I mean, we were intrusively sending you the positive vibes, bro. Like it was like code red. So, but listen, you know yourself. We're all glad that you're safe. We're all glad that you're back. It's pretty disturbing and harrowing, right? Like if we weren't live right now and we were just sat in my living room eating pizza or something like that, I mean, there would be a lot of flabbergasted Ron statements being said that aren't for the internet, because this is outrageous. This is outrageous. This is outrageous, Ronnie. It's outrageous. I am outraged that anyone has to go through this. This is like literal Netflix mafia movie level madness. A warehouse, I'm sorry, we've all seen the movie. Put a one in the side chat where you've seen two cops drag a guy to a warehouse in a movie. Okay, that is my experience with this, and I'm outraged and disgusted that you've been through this. And also, listen, I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot.
No,
Okay,
no,
you see if you can't take it. I'm very sorry.
before it slipped my mind again, now
Yeah,
that we back on the topic with these
yeah,
police, could you do me
yeah.
one more favor?
Yes.
And I don't want anyone to read it. I just want to display the two lawsuits that I filed that day.
Yes. So that is the PDF 665 and PDF 664.
Yes, sir.
Right, I'm putting up this one, which is 664. And there
Okay.
you are there.
Is it possible that we could zoom into the
Yes,
the
yes.
court and the case number? Absolutely.
Up here. Is it this bit here, Ronnie, you mean?
Yes, sir. Just like that. So, okay, I just wanted people to see that this stuff is real. They could barely see the date, but it says December 26th right there. And then anybody can look that up on government court websites like Pacers. And then I also just want to show the other one as well, if you don't mind.
Of course, bro.
Is that
That one's that's clearer.
that's the other one?
Yeah, that's 665, mate.
Okay, could you show the defendant so they can see exactly who I'm suing?
The
No,
defendant.
no, it's
It's
back
at,
back to the top,
it's
Ron.
at the top. I think it's at the top. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, mate.
There
Yeah,
they are.
There they are. Okay, okay. Sorry.
Anthony Garcia, Timothy Blunt,
could you zoom into
Johnny
the defendant
Marek.
second, Ron?
Zoom in on this bit here, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I just because I know if these are the officers who signed to the Ronnie Bo task force, I want them to know that I have the public invested into this, and that they can see you, Officer Johnny Maya Carrick, and you, Officer Anthony Garcia, and you, Captain Tim Blunt, are being sued in federal court. The Doe defendants, those are the officers I don't know by name. And the city of St. Francis, your insurance company, just know that the public is aware of this. So if y'all continue to harass me, it won't go unnoticed. Like, y'all will be held
Yeah.
accountable for what y'all doing. And
Oh
thank
yeah,
you.
there is proof of life protocols that are being put in place
Oh, yes.
for Ronnie. There is all kinds of of things, and I just want to say, if you think police corruption is bad, in January you're going to be able to support Ronnie on his very own Patreon. Okay, so officers, if you thought Ronnie was maybe some crazy guy on the internet who doesn't ask for anything and hands out all his books for free, and maybe he doesn't have the ability to slap a pile of cash down without having to incriminate himself, 2025 is going to be a fun year for you, Ronnie. Okay, I think some things are going to change. I can actually see a lot of people despite donating to you just because they don't like the popo. Okay, like they might not believe in Ronnie Bo, but they hell want to see the police get a slap. So I think this is going to be one that is going to be the one. Yeah, there's definitely no doxing. It's public information. We're talking about public information here.
Thanks a lot, Ron. I owe you probably, if not $2 million, I owe you at least $1 million already, Ron.
No, listen.
I'm in debt to you. I got
And
you.
no one owes me none. I tell you what, I say this to everyone. If you make 10 million, I'll take a nice little £200,000 little plot of land in Scotland so that when I pass away, my kids have got a legacy. And then we'll put a nice big sign in it that says, like, the Ronnie Bo Forest of Freedom or some madness. So you're there too, my guy. And I'll make you a lord. I will make you a lord of that land. And in America, instead of it being Mr. Bo, when you're in court, they'll have to call you Lord Bo. Okay, they'll have to call you Lord Ronnie Bo. Okay, in fact, you know what? Let's make that happen anyway, people. That's definitely going to happen. That is the big. It's funny how your goals are very different from mine, Ronnie. In this whole Ronosphere, make Ronnie a lord, save the kids, and elevate the youth. Ron has definitely got overexcited tonight, and it's his first stream back. So just filter out the nonsense and just take the parts of what I'm saying that actually make sense. But listen, I just want to remind everyone to like and subscribe. Make sure you're keeping track of Ronnie's his mobile, his number there, and his Cash App and his PayPal if you're in the UK is in the description. But yeah, back to you, Ronnie, mate. Back to you.
Yeah, well, to be honest, Ron, I don't want to rush off, but I can hold my water, but I have. But look, but Ron, if I could close like this, I just want to everybody who was like genuinely concerned, and I also want to make this clear, Ron, because of course my number is up here, my email is up there, and before I forget, those of you want a copy of the letter to Trump and you want to participate in making sure that it gets to him, you can send it. Well, if you request it at that email address or that phone number on the screen, I will get it to you as soon as possible. Now, back to the way I would like to close, if possible. Like some of these so-called supporters who are actually spies disguised as supporters, like a lot of them, not many, but I'm gonna say 5% of them out of 100% have like turned against me. Like they sent insults through emails, they sent insults through text. One supporter was saying, "How could I support you? Do you have a Cash App or this or that?" And then they made the mistake out of whoever they was working for or in cahoots with. They sent a text to me that was supposed to go to whoever they was talking to about me. And the text was like, I just text him and asked him, do he want me to cash app him, or how can I support this? What else you want me to tell him, or what you want me to do to this clown, or something like that. So it was like, wow, they made this mistake. So I screenshotted it and sent it back to him, and they was like, oh no, sorry, this person took my phone. Or it's like, come on, whatever. So I want to put that out there because I know some of y'all genuinely want to support me. Y'all genuinely got good feelings, good emotions, good love in your heart, just as well as I do. So for those of y'all who support me, I love y'all. And, I have a court hearing coming up February 4th in federal court. The hearing is actually a revocation hearing. The last hearing, the judge told me if I come back with any violations, he was going to send me back to federal prison. However, he also told me that if I come back with no violations and can show proof of income and that I've been following through with like treatment programs, which I have been in compliance with, that he would discharge me from papers and that I could be free to not have to go see a PO every month, free to not ask for permission to travel. And from that day forward, I do have faith that on that day that they will discharge me. And from that day, I would like to start a national tour, if not an international tour. And for those who support me, I just want to ask in humble sincerity, like I really do have a movement in the making, and it's not picking up as fast because I'm not rich. But if you are willing to support, I would like to, with regards to the 2 lawsuits that I filed, I would like to initiate a protest. And I ask for you to like order the grind mode shirts and help me to order grind mode shirts for my supporters. Most will be youth. And speaking of the youth, I already mentioned several times in other interviews that I have an attorney friend, and I talked to her about how we could put together a program to where we could like fund starting off with 100 youth to go through this paralegal program to where they will be certified paralegals to work for law firms or to just teach the law to family and friends. And we need that in our communities because I grew up not knowing the law. And because I grew up not knowing the law, I have been incarcerated 3 times for crimes that I didn't commit. And to be honest, yes, I was a drug dealer. Yes, I committed crimes, but you know, even though I have been locked up at times for crimes I did commit, I was locked up 3 times for crimes that I didn't commit. So I think it's important for the youth to know the law and be able to share the law with their peers so we can prevent other, especially like Black youth who are targeted from going through that. So anything that you could contribute will be greatly appreciated. And I will guarantee you that if you would contribute, like I promise you, like I will put my life on the line to make sure that you see that your funds are going to a good cause. And I would die behind that statement. Like, this is what I'm passionate about. This is what I really do for a living. Like, I didn't come on these platforms to talk about R. Kelly and Jay-Z all the time. You know what I mean? Like, yes, they have done some terrible things and they should be exposed. But that's not what I want to talk about. I'm not into like just tarnishing the legacy of no Black man. It's even though those particular, I don't want to really include R. Kelly in that because I know him personally, and it seems like he may not be guilty for some of the things. But with regards to Jay-Z and Diddy, they have been puppets forever. And my only point with R. Kelly and them was that, okay, why is R. Kelly locked up and they not? Because they've been doing the same things. And is just now coming to light. I don't know if it's because a Jaguar Wright and myself been exposing them and drawing attention to them, and that encouraged the victims to speak up. But whatever it is, it's coming to the light now. However, like, I want to stay on a positive path, so I don't want to keep talking about them because it's just negative. Like, I don't care about them. Diddy locked up, he where he's supposed to be. Jay-Z, I don't wish that on none of y'all, but if y'all really did this to these kids, y'all deserve to be in there. And that's just our faith, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
That's that though. Like, God bless y'all. I hope once y'all get in that cell, y'all repent for what y'all did and actually feel remorseful for what y'all did. But other than that, like, I don't just hate y'all, you know what I mean? But what y'all did to these people need to be exposed, and that's just it.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. It's good now that Usher has come out and actually borne witness against what happened with him and Diddy.
Wow.
And also his tapes have come out now, and he's actually spoken about, yeah, that's what happened today.
Well,
Usher's actually, he's actually said now. So
stay tuned for the Daily Show tomorrow, because Ron hasn't looked at anything to do with Diddy since Monday. So it's going to be a fatty tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Usher's been flipped.
Do you know what, Ronnie? Right?
What?
We need to. You know what we need to do, Ronnie? Right? Your passion and your drive are massive, and we're at a stage where we need to strike as soon as possible with a lot of these things. You're just one dude, and what you need, we need to put together a little team for you, right, of people who are vetted and trusted. That's why there's job applications and background checks. People don't think it's gatekeeping, it's keeping out the crazies. Okay, that's what you need. So I put my Discord link up, everybody, and I'll help Ronnie, and I'll make another Discord just for Ronnie as well, and we'll start getting a little team of people that are trusted, people that can be, you know, posting stuff around the internet for you and getting your message out there. And you don't have to worry about, can I trust these people? Do you know what I mean? We'll get two or three people that are just, they've got time to invest in you. They might not have money, but they've got the time to invest in you, because lawsuits, foundations, potential presidential suggestions via letter that might go somewhere, clothing lines, and, you know, music. There's a lot of fabrics that make you, and you can manage everything that you want to do yourself, but it's refining it all and pushing it all out and taking away a lot of the stuff that Ronnie Bo doesn't necessarily need to be doing, because it's someone else can be handling it for you. And I think the passive income, I want to get this goddamn hoodie situation and t-shirt situation off the ground. So I'm very pro Ronnie Bo's entire merch fashion clothing line. Thank you. I don't know. Yeah, my brain went blank on clothing line there. I'm very keen on getting a big purple hoodie with a sparkly logo on it. Like, I am massively proactive for that. But I don't want to see you get to the summer and, through no fault of your own, be burning the frick out. Right? I'm telling you, man, burning. How are you not burnt out from just the phone situation, bro? How you can even determine when I message you and 30 seconds later you message me? How do you even see my message in the sea of bing, 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 bing?
That one I can answer, because it's got a little pin thing, because that's what I do to you guys. When you message me, I've got you at the top and I pin you. At least I know that bit.
Oh
wow.
My God, yeah. Ronnie has to pee. I keep forgetting Ronnie. Ronnie needs to pee.
No, it's okay, but that's a good suggestion, Beverly. Like, the main people, somebody just showed me that how you can pin them at the top, but it's like sometimes I'll sit down and just say I'm gonna respond to messages for 2 hours. I might be able to respond to 200 messages, but by the time I do that, it's like 300 new messages, and then it's wow, it's overwhelming. But I somehow, and in closing, Ron, yes, I do have to get to the urinal, but I just want to say, I definitely appreciate you, Ron, Beverly, the whole family from the Shine Atwood channel. Reason why, because a lot of these podcasters, like they have like really exposed themselves as YouTube police agents, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, because like the things that I was able to discuss tonight with you guys, they won't let me discuss that. They want to say, well, I don't think my audience want to hear about that. They want to hear about when you was locked up with R. Kelly and what he said about Jay-Z. So I'm not doing that no more. So thank you.
Yeah, Ronnie, do you know what? Do you know it's so funny? I forget. No, sorry, Ronnie. I'm doing it again. Carry on, mate. Sorry. Carry on, mate.
No,
I'm doing
no,
it again.
just let me but yeah, they would never let me talk about these things. They would have never, like the stuff with the Trump letter. I never wrote Trump, but I've been doing stuff like that I want to publicize, and they want to just focus on when I was locked up with R. Kelly and what he said. So I appreciate this channel, and for the audience to follow me. I'll be doing another live with Corey on the Too Strong podcast, and we'll be counting down the New Year's together. And I have another special message, so tune in to that and support this channel. Support any channel who people like me and Jaguar can vouch for, because trust me, it's certain things that they don't want certain people to talk about. And I'm just happy that Ron, Beverly, and Sean Atwood gave me the opportunity to give y'all the real me. And thanks a lot.
Listen, bro, do you know what? I can't even, the whole R. Kelly Diddy connection. I mean, that was the very first interview we did with you. My brain has just erased all of that. But there's been so much more interesting things that are Ronnie Bo. And it's the same with Jaguar. Like I can't wait to just have a night where we interview Jaguar, where we just talk about our music. I can't wait to just talk about your music. Do you know what I'm saying? And the audience and everyone connects with you all so much that they're here for Ronnie Bo. They're not here for the story. Well, everyone was here for the story tonight because they were worried and love you. Do you know what I mean? But people are tuning in, and that is so powerful, bro. Okay. And take it from a creator point of view, from a YouTuber point of view, from any form of social media. If your audience is just there for you, and it's Ronnie Bo cooks an omelet while he talks about his court case, or it's Ronnie Bo talks about music, or Ronnie Bo podcast, or Ronnie Bo's new merch drop, if they're just there because they love you, that is so much more powerful than being a trending topic creator. Okay, trust me. You're better off having a loyal 3,000-4,000 fan members that are turning up for lives. They're pushing out your live streams. They're doing all that than having sporadic success just because you're focused on a topic you're sick of talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, listen.
I'm off now, guys. I'll see you all on the other side. Ronnie, I love you to bits, honey.
Yeah.
Love you, Beverly.
Yeah. Love to you, Bev.
See you soon. Bye from me.
Ronnie, thank you very much for being here. I'm going to stick about for another 5 minutes and just talk to the side chat because it's been a very long time since I've seen everybody. But Ronnie, you'll be back again soon, man. I'll be speaking to you tomorrow. You're definitely not a stranger to the channel, and you know, whether it's something I want to talk to you about or something that you're desperate to bring to the people, we have got you always. And yeah, I'm just so pleased. I'm so pleased for you how well the community gravitate to you. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing worse than having a friendship and a working relationship with someone and they want to try things out, but it just never works for them. Do you know what I mean? And I just want to be able to do as much as I can to be part of your journey into Ronnie Bo's first live stream on YouTube with 20,000 people on it, your Patreon, your successes and the documentaries, the court cases, all of it, bro. I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. So thank you, mate, for being you, because that's really what gravitates people to do it. Yeah. Oh my God, Ronnie's already peed himself. Okay. Okay, he's already peed himself. That's why he's not standing up. Okay, otherwise he would have left by now. We all just need to accept it. Okay, a real man can pee himself through a podcast. Okay, that's just the way it goes. Right? You think Shane done a 12-hour live stream and didn't pee himself a couple of times? Of course he did. Of course he did. None of us pee ourselves. I'm kidding. But yeah, thank you for being here, Ronnie, mate. I really appreciate it.
I'll talk to you later.
Of course. Take it easy, brother. Take it easy.
All right. Yeah.
All right. So I just want to address everybody who's been telling me to stop talking tonight. All right. And I just want to have a little word with you. It's there's different ways of interviewing, but I just want to respectfully say to you all,
shut your stupid ass up. Say that, folks. What did your dumb ass say it?
Yeah. Listen, there's some people that like to sit quietly. There's some people that like people talk, like to let people talk. But for me, I like to get engaged with people. I am trying to do better. But yeah, just, I love you all. But listen, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the Sean Atwood channel. Make sure you're pushing out all of this good stuff. Thank you very, very much, Side Chat, for being, do you know what, for me, as a host, as a creator, like it's very much like the Side Chat, the community. It's like, when you introduce, it's not like a family member or whatever, but when you really want the Side Chat or a family member to be into what it is you're bringing to the table. You guys are so responsible, so responsive to everything, and I'm really, really proud of all of you. And there's some communities that are super toxic. There's some communities that feel like if the creator isn't fully controlled by the Side Chat, that they're just not worth it. And that's not you guys. You're awesome, and I'm so, so proud of all of you. The mods, I love you guys. My Discord mods, everyone, you're all awesome too. And yeah, baby Nova is here. She is adorable, and it's time to go and see how my wonderful ladies are doing. So thank you all for being here. Like and subscribe. I'll see you for the Daily Show tomorrow. And yeah, from me, Ron Swanson, as always, be safe out there.